Welcome to the To Your Success podcast, hosted by Krista Johnson and Ellen Solheim. Each bi-weekly episode takes a deep dive into how success and freedom is created and how you can start living the life you truly want now. Krista was top CEO of international companies for more than 20 years. He's done business in most parts of the world. Now he is an international success mentor, helping people and organizations to be successful. Ellen and Krista are partners in life and business. They truly live what they teach every day. They sail their beautiful 43-footer around the world while helping clients all over the world. They are proof that you can get all the freedom you've ever wanted. They truly live what they teach every single day.
Hello everyone, and warm welcome to this episode of the To Your Success podcast. This is actually episode number 24.
Yay!
With me today is
Ellen Solheim, as always. I'm happy to be here still in 24th episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm happy that you are here too.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes. And we have been out sailing for 7 weeks, almost 8 weeks. We flew down to Gibraltar during Easter, and with our son on board, we were 3 on board, and with Thomas, we sailed to Palma. Had 3 days there with the storms for almost 24 hours. Lots more wind than expected, as always.
Mm-hmm.
And then we enjoyed Mallorca and that island for about 2 weeks. We sailed to Menorca, and from Menorca we actually motored because there was no wind.
I think you have told this story earlier.
It's
in the
such
last
a good
podcast.
story. It can be told again.
Okay, we do it again.
And then we ended up at Sardinia and Corsica, and we spent a couple of weeks there. The boat is there for the summer while we are back in Norway. We can share that we saw something which is quite uncommon to see at the ocean between Menorca and Sardinia, is that we saw actually 5 turtles, Mediterranean turtles, and they were just floating in the water. We think they were asleep actually. But that was fun. We didn't expect to see that. We are quite used to see dolphins. And we even saw a shark.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Just a few weeks ago, we saw a shark that was hunting another fish. And we were at the beach at the beautiful island. And then the shark came in at the shallow waters and then took that fish. All sharks there are vegetarian. So they
Yes, they are. Yeah.
Yes, they are vegetarian. Yes. Anyway. So,
sometimes they eat a toe. But I think the best part now is to be back in Norway again and can go to the hairdresser and start living the standard that I
you
was.
could fix your nails.
Yes.
That's a big thing for you.
It is. So it's good to be back.
It's good to be back here. So we plan to stay in Norway for some months. We have a family expansion coming up as well. My daughter is expecting a child, so we're waiting for that too. But back to what we're actually going to talk about. We don't have to spend too much time updating on our life. Today is we're going to talk about being a goal achiever instead of being a goal setter, and that is why I started with the sailing trip, is because we had a goal for that sailing trip, Ellen. You remember that? Mm-hmm. We had a very specific goal. Our goal, first of all, to sail and do that safely and enjoy it. But our goal was to find a way to sail and live on the boat and run our business at the same time and find that balance.
Mm. And we did it.
We did it. We followed your plan.
Yeah.
Normally we make a plan and we don't follow it because I'm spontaneous choleric, but we actually followed your plan. So how we do it is that we sail on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then we find a harbor and stay in a nice harbor where we have all the logistics, food, and we can have our morning walks and so on. And then we do that from Sunday evening, and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Then we are in working mode again, and we really enjoy that. So we have Zoom meetings, and we have client calls, and we have sales calls, and all that from the boat. And that's nice, and that has worked very, very well for us. So that was actually us being a goal achiever. We set a clear goal, and we worked for that. It was not easy always, right? To find the right time and match that with weather and all the circumstances, but we had a really Good save. So that was a quantum leap for us. But then the difference between being a goal achiever and goal setter is very, very important. There are so many people that say that, well, I have this goal. And they say, oh, I would really like that. I have a dream about that. Oh, that would be nice. But, that is just a wish, a hope, or a dream. That is not a goal. A goal is something you say, this is what I want. I really want this. I want this as bad as breathing, right? It's important for me. And that is the difference, because a goal setter can just live in that, oh, it's nice to, oh, that would be nice. It's like wishing for winning in the lottery. For most people, it doesn't happen. But for a goal achiever, we achieve the goals, and we do it in a very specific way.
And I actually think that easy way to say it is that if you have a goal, everything you do is for that goal.
Yeah. You ask yourself this key question. When an idea comes up, or a suggestion from you or from yourself, like this is a suggestion from you, or a suggestion from someone else, you ask, will this take me closer to my goal or not? If no, you don't do it. If yes, you do it. So a goal is something you really want. It is a desire. It is your dominating thought during the day. We think 70,000 thoughts every day. And actually, it's easier for the brain to think a negative thought than a positive thought. Maybe that explains why people are so many people around us. I don't know but around in the Norwegian society and other countries as well, they are into complaining. Right? They enjoy talking things down.
But I think actually a lot of people are afraid of changing, and if you think about it, having a negative thought, you don't have to change anything. You can just continue doing everything. But if you should have a positive thought about something, you have to change. You have to do something. And so when people don't want to change, they just continue complaining.
Yeah, and they get stuck. And they continue thinking about how. I don't know how, so therefore I cannot do. And we made an entire episode about how is the wrong question. So if you are a goal achiever, you don't ask yourself how. I actually came out of a client call. Wonderful woman. She's at the let's say the first level course, and you know her as well. And she's in Balearic Different Live that we run now. And she said, well, I asked her, is that true your goal? Is that what you really want? No, I actually have a higher goal, but I don't know how to reach it. And I said, that's the wrong question. That's not your job. The how will come to you when you focus on the goal. So we changed her goal, and she felt really happy about that because she dared. She dared to set that high goal. So a goal is something you desire, something you really want. It's your dominating thought during the day. It makes you feel good thinking about it. It makes you feel good taking action to it. And you cannot stop thinking about it. It's like, one of my goals, and I tell you that, Elin, and how we live. We are there, how we live there, and what we do. And so what goal achievers do is that they know where they are. This is where I am today. And then they know exactly where they want to go. This is what I want. It's not, oh, that would be nice. I wish I could do that too. Well, of course you can. It's just to become the person who does it. If you want to have financial freedom, maybe you need to be really good at investing, or you need to be really good at selling, or you need to be really good at producing a product that has high value for people. Just become that. When I started as a mentor 10 years ago, I didn't know how it was a mentor. Well, I kind of knew intuitively, because in my leadership and my style as a leader, I have always mentored people. So it was natural for me to evolve into it, but I didn't know how. I just started. And that was
I had a reflection the other day when I was doing my morning routine, and I was thinking that the feeling I want to have when I think of me and my goal is the same feeling that I had when I was a little child, and I couldn't, like Christmas Eve couldn't come fast enough.
Yeah.
I really wanted everything to I need to open those packages and the gifts and everything. That's the kind of excitement. If you wake up in the morning and you cannot wait to go out there and open the gifts. Open
where you're
your
allowed
bowl.
to touch the gifts, to kind of squeeze them a little bit. You
Yeah.
were. Yeah, and that is what we do with our imagination, when we get emotionally involved into the goal, is that we play that movie, me in your goal, you in your goal. It's like we are thinking about it, and we see what it is, and maybe it is that pair of skis, or that piano, or that guitar, or those leg warmers that you did. Oh, that was an internal one. That was a joke between Ellen and me. First time I met Ellen, she had leg warmers, and I'm not into that, but she still has them. You still have them, right?
I still have them. I keep them just to annoy you.
As a threat to me. Yeah. I love
It's a good memory.
Yeah, it's a good memory. But that is what we do. Exactly. And I haven't had that picture in my mind that you said it's like Christmas in the morning, the 24th or the 25th in other countries. It's like we are excited about what is coming to come, what we will have. The point with the goal is that we know we will have what we want, so we don't have to unpack it to realize what others have given us. It's like the goal is already here. So to be a goal achiever instead of a goal setter, you have to know where you are. This is where I am. This is what I want. This is where I want to go. And then you figure out the price. And the price is actually one, set high goals and radically accept that you can have the goal. That is emotionally accepted, not only rationally accepted. So set high goals, make fast decisions. A lot of people, they're not very good at making decisions. They don't trust their intuition. You trust your intuition. You say yes or no. This is what I want. This is what I don't want. And you say no. You listen only to people that have done what you want to do, and then you invest in yourself. Right? The best gift you can give to yourself is to start investing in yourself. Because if you really want to have that goal, then you are also willing to pay the price. And the price are those 4 things, plus the willing to do it. That is discipline, and that is something you develop over time. And it all boils down to what I call self-leadership. And when I teach leadership to leaders and managers, we talk a lot about self-leadership. It's not about leading others, it's about leading yourself. Because the way you lead yourself, not manage, the way you lead yourself, the way you lead others. I have always been goal-oriented. You know that very well, Ellen, that I've always. And the same with when I was in charge of companies and enterprises, we always had a goal. I mean, and today people say, well, we have a strategy process in a company, and I said, what is the goal? And they don't know. And I say, how can you create the road? The strategy is the road to the goal without knowing where you want to go. And I say, well, we know where we are. I said, yes. And then we kind of make the road. It is created while we're walking. I said, yes, okay. But if you don't know where you want to go, what happens is exactly the same thing as if you're out hiking and you lose track and you don't have a compass, you will end up walking in circles. You will meet your own path. And that is what happens. And that is when you get stuck. More of the same gives more of the same. You're a goal setter, wish, hope, or a dream. You're not a goal achiever. So you need to lead yourself in a good way. You need to develop your mind. And that is because we are thinking organisms. And we have a nice friend that visited. Maggie, your daughter's dog, is here. She's next to my feet now, actually, and she's asleep. Well, she woke up and she heard her name.
I can call her name, then she will be in the camera.
You don't need that. I can bring her up. Maggie, come on. There she is.
In the podcast.
Yeah, in the podcast. So now you're a YouTube star.
That would be cool.
That's nice. So let's go back to self-leadership, develop your mind. Maggie and dogs and animals, they always fit in. We create our own environment. We create it through our thinking. Through our thinking, feeling, actions, we create our own environment. And that, and if you're focused on everything that doesn't work, you will have more of everything that doesn't work. If you focus on everything that works, I'm so happy and grateful. And I had an interesting learning today where actually I should have calls with 3 potential prospects, and they all canceled within 8 hours.
It's amazing.
And what we did was that I picked up the phone and called another guy that I helped quite a bit, and then I sold to him instead. And you called one of those that actually canceled the meeting and told her that I don't think this is really smart for you because, which is true.
Yeah, we can help you.
We can help you, and we absolutely know we can help you. It's a strong feeling that we know we can help you, and especially then for her then to be in the right environment, that the woman that you talked to. Then we always invest in ourselves. We always have mentors. We always study. We study ourselves. We study programs.
Hi, this is Christer. Thank you for watching and listening to our podcast. We really appreciate that. As you see, we love sharing how you can live the life you truly want, and we also love sharing how we live this every day. You know what changed my life is that I did one thing. I signed up for a strategy call with my first mentor. That was the one thing that changed my life. And that is why we offer you to do exactly the same thing with me and my team as well, because we know that call, those 30 minutes can be the thing that changes your life. So if you go to our website, christerjohnson.com, up in the right corner, you will find a button to click on. Click on that button and book a strategy call with us. It might be the best thing you ever done to change your life. Have a wonderful day. And now back to the podcast.
And then to achieve a goal, you need to radically accept that you have the goal. And this is a spiritual part of it, but it's absolutely valid. We can explain this with religion, we can explain it with spirituality, the universal laws, or quantum physics. This is how the universe works, right? The universe is totally random until you ask for something, until you observe it, like the quarks, and then the universe behaves as you expect it. Not as you think, but as you expect it. And how do you expect a thing? You radically accept that you already have it. Not that you can have it. I listened to Eckhart Tolle. I think I sent you that reel as well. Eckhart Tolle is really good at spirituality. And he said, ask and you shall receive is not I want that. No, you say, I have that. I have it. And then to go into the feeling, and being a goal achiever, you go into the feeling of having it. Abraham Hicks said that you can only have what you truly want by having the feeling of already having it. You can only get what you want by having the feeling of already having it. You have to, and how do you do that? Without doubt, you radically accept it. This morning, I already saw one of our goals in production. It's already in production at the factory.
This is where imagination is very important.
Yeah. And imagination, you use your imagination to see the goal. You can also use physical things. I have a picture on the wall there of one of my goals. The same picture at the back side of my goal card. And then, so you use your imagination, and then you continue to repeat the goal. I am so happy and grateful now that I have. And it is through that repetition you convince yourself that you have it. Not that you can have it or will have it. Convince yourself that you have it.
Already have it.
It's here.
Yeah.
You just don't see it yet.
Because the universe don't have any time aspect.
No. Time doesn't exist.
No.
At the speed of light, and that's proven physically at the speed of light. And our thoughts move at the speed of light because the speed of light is the speed of the universe. Time doesn't exist. So you radically accept that you already have it. Because the goal achieving process is a mental process. It is the effortless way. And the effortless way, I think it was Neville Goddard who said that, the effortless way. The effortless way is that everything in the universe, from the smallest thing to the biggest thing, from the pulse of a light, which is the smallest thing, to the biggest thing, the movement of planets and how planets are created, follows the same principle, least effort. And least effort is the minimum of time and minimum of energy. And for you and for us to go to a goal and to get and to have what we want is a mental process. And we have to follow the same process as the rest of the universe. And the effortless way Goddard says, is mere assumption. What is assumption? You take it as a fact without seeing it. Right? You don't use your 5 physical senses to see it's not here yet. No, you use your imagination and your feelings. I already have it. I am it. Right? And that is how you become it. I am. And be very aware of that. You can only have what you want by the feeling, by having the feeling that you already own it, that you already have it. And I am statements. If you say that I am a goal achiever, I am is the strongest message, It's the strongest message. Be very aware of what you tell yourself every day and your inner speech. I am success. I am a great mentor. I am the best salesperson. I love me. I love Elin. We know all that from all relations, all relations and all couples is that, well, to love someone is a choice and make it every day and look for the things you like. And sometimes it pops up things you don't like. And then I can say another Swedish mentor, and he has the same first name as me. I think his name is Christer Olsson. Swedish guy, he's a speaker. And his wife asked him, do you love me? And he said, yeah, 80%. And she said, what do you mean? I said, I love you 80%. The remaining 20%, I can live with that.
That's a good way of thinking. So, and don't focus on those 20%, because then you will get more of that. So, but I think you said that be aware of how you speak to yourself. Like I am statement is important, but also be very aware on how you speak to others about yourself. Because a lot of the time I meet people that said, I am not good at that. I cannot do this. I am not as good as you. So I think the I am statement, they have to be the other way too. When you talk about yourself to others, you have to be as strong as the daily I am statement to yourself.
And be aware of your language. I'm going to try to call you. I said, don't try to call me. We'll never do it. Call me. Don't try to be good. Be good. Don't try to reach your goals. Reach your goals. Because the words that come out of your mouth reflects your inner speech, and they reflect a doubt. What you're afraid of, what if I don't reach the goals? So what? The purpose of the goal is who you become on the way. The purpose of the goal is the journey to the goal. And we guess on the time. So I say within 2020, the summer 2026 or sooner, we have. Right? And we're already into that feeling. And that is radically acceptance. Radically acceptance is that you don't feel doubt. Right? You say, I am, and then you feel it stings in the heart or in the solar plexus, then that's a double-minded message. Then you're afraid of something, you don't think you're good enough, very often rooted in fears. And just let them go. Let them go. If you wonder what others think about you, I can say the same thing as Bob Proctor said. They don't. What do you mean? They don't think about you. Just like everyone else, they spend most of the time thinking about themselves. So that is how you are a goal achiever instead of a goal setter. It is a mental process. You accept the idea that you already have it. And then you practice that, as you said, Elin, the imagination. You see it in your mind. And you build that movie bigger and bigger and bigger. Like us, we have already sailed to Australia, to Sydney. Right? Already seen that. I did that this morning. We anchored in the inner quay in Sydney. And that's a part of my goal. It's part of sailing around the world. And you accept it, you radically accept it, and then you take actions that take you closer to your goal. You can ask yourself, what is the next logical step for me to do? What is the fastest and easiest way for me to come to my goal? And then you make that every day. Because the goal doesn't happen like a lottery, the jackpot. It doesn't just come to you. You create it. You become it on the way. And it starts with you accepting the idea that you have it. Not that you can have it, but you have it. You are that. Any ideas, thoughts you want to share at the end?
No, I am processing everything that you're saying. This is this is such a big deal. Yeah. Because without a goal, we're just drifting around. So, and so I just hope that people that listen to this like realize how important it is to have a goal and to just
Without a goal, like you said, we just drift. We are like a cork in the ocean. It can be a champagne cork or a nice wine cork, but we are just drifting.
I prefer the champagne cork.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But I don't prefer to be the champagne
No,
cork.
I don't want to be a cork.
No, I want to be the boat that follows that track.
Yeah.
Right? That's my goal. And that is why it's very relevant when we sail. It's like we set goals. When we left Gibraltar, we didn't say, let's go out in the Mediterranean and see where we end. Right? We actually, what we do is I say, now we're going to Mallorca. And we're going to go in the sound between, we're going to be close to Ibiza because we want to experience that. And then we end up there. Right? And that's the purpose of that goal. And then we have a new goal and a new goal and a new goal. And it's exactly the same thing in life. Without goals, you become without direction and without purpose. And that is maybe where people get depressed and stuck. Without a clearly defined goal, you just become stuck and you get bored. Life gets boring, right? Because, and this is from neuroscience, on the way to the goal, when you practice thinking about your goal, when you train your brain to live the life you want, you release dopamine, and dopamine is the happy hormone. Right? That is the purpose. I want a fun life, set the goal.
Because we are made for this.
We are made for this. Yeah. Okay. Well, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I just want to mention that you can subscribe to it. It comes out every second week now. We had a short period where it came out every week. We realized that we didn't have capacity to that, so we focused on quality over quantity. So it's every second week. So subscribe to it. If you are curious about us and how we work and how we can help you, and we know we can help you, go to our website, kristajohnson.com. You can send us an email at hello@kristajohnson.com.
And I will be answering.
Yes, all mails go to Elin, actually.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's good. So, and we are that close, right? It is us. And we have some people around us in the team, but you will meet us. That is who you are. Okay. So I wish you all a wonderful day, a wonderful week. And everything we do is to your success. Yeah, to your success. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to this episode of To Your Success podcast. Please leave us a rating and review on your favorite podcast platform. For more information on how Krista's mentoring programs can help you in your own life, visit kristajohnson.com.